Good morning, everybody. It is chilly here in Alvoid, but it's good. We're here because they painted the inside of our house back in Hazlitt, and they used oil-based paint on all the doors and trim, and you can't have us in there and or Pete till that dries. So we're going to go back there this afternoon and get that house started going back to normal. But for now, we're here. On our list today is we've got the compost delivered. You can shoot a picture of that in a minute. And we're going to go get the tractor and start putting it where we're going to start planting all those. Remember all those iris? Yes, of course you do. If anybody wants an iris, drop me a postcard to P.O. Box 12, Hazlitt or Alvoid. The next meeting of the Wise County Horticulture Club will be March 15th at 6 o'clock, not 6:30, because you'll be late and get pointed out. Embarrassingly. And I'm going to take some iris up there. Anyhow, I don't know the name of that street, but everybody knows where Sweetie Pies is, and the parking lot behind Sweetie Pies. The next building behind the parking lot is the, whatever the name of that
Wise
place.
County Extension Office.
Not Exchange, Extension Office. So here comes a truck, so we're going to shut this off right now, and we will get back with you soon. Seacrest out. Here we are again. Today we're working on this flower bed that we started, I don't know, a long time ago on the front. Planted a few iris there last year, which they look okay. We're bringing it up another tier. We got a load of compost brought in the middle of that tornado storm, if you remember. And here in a bit, the tractor behind her, we're going to start bringing it over here and filling these in. But right now we're just kind of putting the stones in and digging out some of the grass and stuff. It's going to be a real informal bed. Probably a lot of iris, and we got some daffodils we're going to plant. They won't come up till next year. And again, let me emphasize, we are doing this stuff at the wrong time, but selling a house has forced us to do it. So what will happen is none of this stuff will probably bloom till next year. So we lost a year's bloom, but we got to keep all the iris, which, you know me, there was never any. Whoever buys my house can have my house, but they ain't getting my iris. They're getting a few, which is more than Crystal would have given them, because she wanted to take every daggum one of them. They get none, I believe she said, but they're getting probably about a couple hundred. So we're going to do this and then backfill this, and we'll plant the daffodils. I guess we'll plant the daffodils today and start bringing the iris up here, I guess, next weekend and planting them, because they need to get back in the ground. That's the general plan anyway. And then, as stuff goes on sale, we'll plant some. We need to stop and think about, what Salvia Greggii, or we'll put some Henrys in here. Henry Dulberg Salvia. We need to take some of those up to the next meeting too. And we'll go from there. So that's our plan for today, anyhow, for the next few hours. As you can see, we put some compost. We ran another line of brick, or rock. Put some of that crazy compost that crazy man brought us. It's just future reference. Don't buy stuff from people during a tornado. It's crazy. But, I think it's going to be okay. I think it's horse poop, actually, with some hay and crap in it. But anyhow, crap, no pun intended. We dug out half a foot maybe, put the rock in, and then backfilled with that crazy man's compost. So we should be able to grow something. And what we're going to do is bring some of the iris. I figure I could get about, I said 100, but I don't know about 175 or so in here, because I don't just want it to be iris, because as much as I love iris, I do appreciate that they're really only pretty for a month out of the year. The whole thing will give you 2 months or so. The rest of the time, they're just green things sticking up. So over here, you can hear the chickens. We took the easy approach and had Doug take the tractor to it. Look how glorious this is. And I always wondered what the dirt looked like here. This gives you a clue. I bet we're only about 50 miles or so from Oklahoma, and it certainly reflects in the color of the soil. So Doug is using most of this up here for another project out in the field. And we are Gonna backfill this. We're gonna put the rock, gonna level it, put the rock in, and then backfill it with some more Crazy Joe's compost wampum. And that's what we're gonna do. And then, you know, we'll plant some iris in here and figure out what we're gonna put in here too. I've got a whole lot of Henry Dulberg salvias and some other stuff, and we'll put them up here. It'll be good. It's last week because I've had painters in my house and we had an ice storm that almost killed us. I have been living basically in a shop with a propane heater onto a Dearborn stove. And yes, I know that can kill you, but I didn't sleep like that. I just stayed in there. If I'd have got lightheaded, I'd have ran like hell and jumped in the pool. Don't worry. Anyhow, she asked me about Troy Aikman, and I was just pointing out that I haven't been able to follow the ticket as well as I usually would because I haven't been in my house, because I've been kicked out by painters that I had to pay dang near $7,000 to make my life a living hell. We will roll a video of how pretty it is one day, though. It is amazing. Amazingly boring. I used to have 7 colors of paint in that house. 7. And they were all excellent. And now I have 1. What is it called? Agreeable gray. What color are my ceilings? White. Can you tell the difference between them? Barely. They're boring as hell. But that's what people that like to pay too much money for houses want. So that's what they get. And they even painted the doors. They painted the doors and all the trim and all that in oil-based paint. So we had to vamonos from there because, shot of Pete, please. Imagine that dog walking around with wet walls of oil-based paint, or me, or that man in that tractor. No, and it was sopping wet because it was rainy yesterday, so it didn't. We just turned the heat up and left. That's why we're up here right now. So there you go. Fixing to go home. Doug's tired. He forgot his medicine. We got to go deal with the painter aftermath. So anyhow, I guess you can see the bottom of this. Mm-hmm. Doug brought in a load of dirt and leveled it up and put some more block here. We need a few more to go around, but it looks so much better, doesn't it? And we're going to walk on over yonder and show you the other bed that we got sort of mostly done. So, hold on. Oh, look. This is that second bed. Got it all, the rock all laid down and dug through about 5 dump loads of Crazy Bill's Taco Hut compost in there. We're going to go after it, so I'll be up here next weekend to start planting iris. Might dig up some Henry Dulbergs too. And that's all I got, really. So everybody stay in school, don't do drugs.
Planted daffodils.
Planted daffodils, yeah. This is what the picture looks like. Again, wrong time of year to do this. So if you've learned anything from us, do more stuff in the fall. If it blooms in the spring, you divide it in the fall. You plant it in the fall. If it blooms in the fall, you plant it in the spring. You divide it in the spring. If it blooms in the spring and you divide it in the spring, you are a knothead. Speaking of knotheads, whee! She's going home. All right. Have a good day. Bye.